Well, welcome in, everybody, and thanks for joining us on today's episode of the Coaches Show, featuring head coach and athletic director of our Tolar Rattlers, and that would be Coach Blake Mauser. Coach, how's your week been so far? Been doing pretty good?
Yeah, pretty good week so far. Got avoided ton of the rain. We got some good rain, but nothing too bad, and so we were able to get on the field and practice today. So, anytime you get some rain and good weather and able to get a good practice in, that life's good on that.
You know, I was thinking about that this morning when I was coming into work. It was pounding me pretty hard. That rain was pretty good. And I was thinking to myself, this could help, with the football field condition, because it's been super hot and dry for a long time now.
Oh, yeah, that field was thirsty. So we kind of planned ahead a little bit and made sure the sprinklers were off the past few days so we didn't flood it too bad. So it was good. So the field's going to look good for Friday.
Well, I'm going to get right into it, Coach, because I know we got some guests today, and I really, really appreciate it when you bring these guys on. I got one thing for you, Coach. Next time, can we get some guys that are a little bit, kind of better looking? Because, when we have to carry the load so far as the looks department, it's a little hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. I see him over there. All right. I want to change it up a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about last week, Coach, the very, very tough 33-36 loss against the Comanche Indians. And when I say tough, I mean that was a tough game. I mean, there was some hard-hitting, super back-and-forth stuff going on, a lot of good to me coming out of that game. Some of the bad, four key players left the game due to injuries. And Waylon Ballou, the starting offensive tackle, both the running backs, Kelvin and Keon, and then Dason Cochran, our number one wide receiver, senior leader, defensive back, he left late in the game. Physically, Coach, how are we doing after a slobber knocker week like we had last week?
Oh, the joys of being in the 3A and 2A, whatever small school level is, you play both sides of the ball, and so that's the fun of it. And so we got our legs back under us, and we'll be doing fine, and that's just part of the deal. And so our kids learning how to play a 4-quarter game, where having to play both sides of the ball and just grind out tough games. That's part of the deal. That's one of the drawbacks of having just limited numbers at a school, but at the same time, it's also one of the perks. A lot of the kids don't get to get off the field. And so if you ask them, would you rather sit and watch or play? They say, oh, we'd rather play. So if that's the case, we just got to keep getting them, getting our legs underneath us, which we did. We kind of take care of the bodies on Monday. It's not like old school where you have long practices. We try to get our legs back under us by Monday. And by today, they're feeling fresh and ready to go by Friday.
I got to point out a couple of guys. You're talking about not, playing both ways and, coming in and out and all that. A couple of them don't want to come out, Coach. Quite a few of them, and one of them I'm gonna tell you, it's the killer. I'm talking about Caden Abrego. I saw him. That kid was on one leg, and y'all are trying to get him off the field, and he just don't want to go. But it's not just him. I mean, I saw a lot of passion out of a lot of the players, and you gotta love that, Coach, because when you're playing up like we've been playing in non-district, and you're playing some. Arguably, they were bigger than us, very, very much bigger than us. And when you got them fighting as hard as they did all 4 quarters, and that's important, you come out of a loss with a lot of victories that way.
Yeah, no, if you saw our kids' faces afterwards, they weren't real happy. And so we're able to refocus and talk about how to prepare and play the game the right way and a little extra toughness, a little extra effort, a little extra of all that. You never know when that one play, because if you went back to, you said it scores 36-33, but if you look, it's 5 touchdowns to 5 touchdowns. So what are the plays that and it's not just one extra point. It's not like a missed 2-point conversion, all those things when you look at it, but it's a accumulation of single plays throughout a game. And so you have to play every single game like it's the play that's going to break the game open. And so just learning how to process that. And I told the kids this, and this might be the last time I'll say on the coach's show too, our youth and things like that. But, now we're 4 games in. So part of this week's is they're not going to hear me say that. And this is probably the last time I'll say, but that is part of the growing curve. But now the growing curve needs to be over. Now we have to go take care of our business. So that's kind of the thing that we're rolling with.
Absolutely. A couple other good things. I'll tell you what, your quarterback is a special player, and I just got to say it. He's a special player. I saw him, man. He did some really good things. Of course, he threw for over 200 yards in this contest, a couple of touchdowns, and hit 8 different receivers. Coach, 8 different receivers. He spreads that ball around and talk to the audience about what that does offensively as a play caller and as a offensive engine there, what that does for your team and allows your team to be able to beat.
Well, first, it just means he trusts a lot of different kids, and that's great. And anytime we tell kids all the time, if you run your routes, the way the concepts are working, there should be someone open. And so when the ball comes out on time, so trusting get to your spot, ball get out on time, O-line protection, everything goes into throwing the ball and completing the ball. But we spend a lot of time of, all right, if they one high, two high, how they present different things. And so I was super proud about that he took what the defense gave him. And that's what we tell him all the time: be needy, not greedy. Just go ahead so if it's a 5-yard outlet, our receivers, break a tackle. One of those ones is like a 3rd and 8, and we threw that defense played off a little bit. He did a great job throwing the under route to Deegan. He made a one guy miss, and all of a sudden it turns into a 6-yard gain into a 14-yard gain. And so that's the things that you're right. Be able to spread the ball to 8 different receivers presents a lot of challenges to defense. They can't just hone in on one. They just got to play their coverages. So now we're going to hopefully, instead of having attack matchups, we're attacking coverages, and that's kind of the idea of what we like to do.
It also opens up your run game, and we saw that where first down on a drive after they scored, they kicked the ball off to us in one offensive play. Electric player like Sweet Feet can scamper 59 yards, but without that offensive line doing what they did on that play just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's the offensive line. It's also our tight ends and our receivers on that play there. Again, I go back to Deegan. Deegan made a great block and blocked his corner all the way out of the field. And so it takes everybody doing their job. And when you have a special player like Kelvin who can run and outrun angles, it definitely helps. And he showed his elusiveness there. And later on, Keon made a great cut on his touchdown run. So between those guys, we had over 150 yards rushing, and really about 120 that came in the first half. And so it just kind of, and that's hopefully what our offense can present. If we need to throw it, we throw it. If we can run it, we can run it. And so that's kind of the ultimate goal we go into each week.
I tell you what, I know you got some juniors here. We've had some seniors on the deal, but I got to shout out for last week. 2 players stood out in my mind as just getting to that next level in the development of their games. And I'm talking about a couple of sophomores, Coach, which you got to make you very, very excited. Talon Pendleton really had a solid game, and also Cobble. At the linebacker position. You take this catcher on the baseball team and you turn him into a linebacker, and he's really getting comfortable in that position. You just see him developing and maturing. Same thing with Pendleton, and Pendleton two-way player there too.
Yeah, no, both those they're young, and but they're 5 games into it, 4 games into it now, so the speed's starting to catch up to them. And Nolan, this is actually Nolan's first time playing linebacker, so he was always a D-line, O-line kid. So obviously you see him play on baseball, and he's agile and he can run a little bit. And we needed a need at linebacker, and so we asked him to move back there, and he's done a great job. And along with many other sophomores, at one point in the fourth quarter, we looked up, there's 6 sophomores and a freshman on the field on defensively.
Yeah.
And so it's and again, we got to go make plays though. And so that's where those young guys have to go and step up and get there. And whether you're playing against 18-year-olds or not, I told them one of the messages on Monday in our meeting, there's nowhere on the scoreboard where it says how many sophomores or how many young kids you're playing. So right. At the end of the day, we got to go do our job and got to go take care of business. But I am proud of those guys. They're getting better, and they come to practice. They have a really good attitude. It's a really good class, and so we're excited about them for sure.
I've seen a lot of football in my day, Coach. I've told you I'm old, right? Okay, I've seen a lot of football in my days, but I love the fact that we're 2 years in your system, and these guys they're elevating at such a fast, rapid pace. It really makes you bode well for not only what's going to happen this year, but down the road. So kudos to that. Now, before we get to our guest, I want to do the roundup. I want to talk about some exciting things going on. Of course, your junior high, we've got that volleyball team whooping everybody. And then, of course, we've got cross country still going on and some JV. Give us an update on those programs and how things are going.
Yeah. So last week, our JV, our freshman team beat Comanches 42-0. Had a great start. Did really well. Then our JV battled battle till the bare end. And again, this is kind of the second week in a row where we lost on the last play of the game. But they're battling with only 18 kids on the roster. But it's great because a lot of kids are getting a lot of playing time and just getting developing that way. So excited about our sub varsities. 8th graders went to Comanche and won. 7th graders had a tough loss, but again, first road trips and learning how to do things in junior high is where you learn how to do things. So overall quality week, and we're excited for the junior high kids. They get their first home game tomorrow. And so going to be a lot of fun to be able to watch some 7th and 8th graders in live, and going to other sports. Volleyball lost a tough one last night to Peaster. It went 5 sets. Great crowd. It was a lot of fun. Student section was awesome. And so I know we have a chance to go get them later on in district because they played twice. But Coach Terrell's doing a great job with that team, and there's no doubt that they're going to be in the playoffs and make some noise when that comes around. Cross country's at a meet right now. Currently, actually, with the rain, it got pushed back, so they're actually probably running as we speak. And then we got a few golfers here and there that are playing in some individual meets throughout. So we're excited for those kids and their opportunities to play. And if you don't look up now, it's short, but we're about to get into October, and October now means start of basketball season. So it's rocking and rolling in the sports world.
Yep, it sure is. And I wanted to go to the volleyball game yesterday, Coach, but we're in the middle of what we call a close week. And I told my boss, I said, I got to get out here early. I'm going to go down there and watch the volleyball game. You know, they're playing Peaster, so I can throw stuff. And he goes, okay, I'm going to try to get you out of here. But, of course, I got out of here at about like 6:30. So,
yeah.
You know how it goes.
Yeah,
no doubt. All right. Let's turn it on the big uglies there. Yeah. Let's get to it. And these are special guests today. A couple of juniors. We got number 50. That would be Mr. Ethan Tidwell. And, of course, we've got number 75, Casey Fisher. How's it going, gentlemen?
Pretty good. How about you?
Y'all doing pretty good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I did. Coach gave me a heads up on who was going to be on the show, so I called your parents and got some embarrassing questions and some photos. Here, let me pull up these baby No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just teasing. You were getting nervous. You were getting nervous. Here we go. Now what I do is I ask y'all a few questions, and you guys are going to share it. So you just tell us now, Ethan.
Yes, sir.
Last year, you got to play a lot of running back. We saw you playing running back, carrying the ball. The baby bull was just rocking it and everything. You wore my favorite number, number 44. That's my number, by the way. And then this year, Coach goes, hey, he's going to play some linebacker, and we're going to move him around, and we're going to do some things, put him on that edge, and get him rushing. And how's that going for you? Are you enjoying playing a different position? Well, not really a different position. You played linebacker before.
I'm back on the D line, actually.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I have a lot of knowledge there. I used to play there in 7th grade and a little bit of 8th grade, and I have a good what's the word?
Feel for it.
Knowledge on it.
Yeah. Excellent. And then, Casey, you're big offensive and defensive lineman. You're over there pushing people, knocking them down, stepping on their chest when you get up and all that good stuff. How long have you been in the program?
For football, probably like a while.
Yeah. And so how long have y'all both lived in Tolar? Have y'all grown up in Tolar? I know Tidwell's a common name around. I used to work for Jimmy Tidwell. And did y'all always grow up in Tolar?
Most of my family's been in Tolar, but I moved. I used to go to Granbury or somewhere in Granbury, and I moved out here to Tolar in 2nd grade.
Oh, okay, cool. What about you, Casey?
I've been here since kindergarten.
Since kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Kindergarten to 12th grade. That's the goal. You want to accomplish that. That'll be pretty cool. All right, guys. So what do you guys like to do when you're not playing sports? When you're out in the world and all that, what do y'all like to do?
I like to hang out with this guy.
Hang out with that guy? What do y'all do together? Play video games? Chase girls? What do you do?
Really anything. Yep. Sometimes we'll go fishing, just run around town.
Yeah.
Enjoy,
cool. That's good.
Enjoy time with
That's
each other.
good. All right, now this week's a big pressure week, guys. I know it's going to be real hard on you and everything because it's homecoming week. And got to ask, have y'all picked out which girlfriend you're going to take to the homecoming?
Yes, sir. I have.
You have? Well, you can give a shout out here.
Miss Jolie Allen.
Miss Jolie Allen. All right. What about you, Casey? Have you narrowed it down?
Nope.
No. You still drawing straws?
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. All right. Now, what are your personal goals this year to accomplish during this football season? Coach is going to love this.
You want to go first?
I mean, probably going as far as we can this
Going as
year.
far as you
Mm-hmm.
can? Okay. What about you?
Mine is more of a team aspect. I feel like with our team right now, we can grow more together as a family,
Mhm.
and we can lend on each other like beyond football.
Cool.
And that's my
Cool. So
end.
it's a personal growth within as a team unit, as opposed to wins and losses. I like that answer. That's a good one. Both of you, excellent job for you guys. See, I knew you guys were smart. I knew you were smart. You know, Coach, he was doubting me, but I said, you guys are smart. Y'all going to get this down. We're going to have a good time. Well, I appreciate it. I hope y'all just beat the snot out of Breckenridge like we did last year, and we go on undefeated in the district, and we go as far as we can in the playoffs. And I know you guys are going to be a part of it. We'll give you a big shout out tomorrow, Friday night. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot, guys. Flip it back on over to Coach, and we'll get this thing rolling. Coach, those guys are pretty smart.
Yeah, no, they're two great kids. They really just hardworking, dependable kids. Did a great job during off season, and you can't really find one without the other. They're good friends with each other, and it was only right for them to be on here with them as well.
You know, Casey's a lot like me and you, Coach. You know, where he hadn't settled on just one girl. See, he's going to try to figure out. I know what he's going to do. He's going to try to figure out where he can take 2 or 3 of them to homecoming.
He's a smart kid, so he's trying to get his plan all figured out, no doubt.
There you go. All right, big night Friday night. Let's get into it. Breckenridge coming to town. The Buckaroos. They're kind of going through a maturation down there as well, trying to get situated and sorted into their deal. But they're going to come in here with the upset on the mind, so to speak, as we are the favorites. But they're coming in with upset on their mind, homecoming. They want to embarrass. They want to do some good things. Tell us what we're going to see from Breckenridge offensive and defensively.
So offensively, early on, they were kind of rotating 3 quarterbacks. They kind of settled on one, and he's more of a runner, but at the same time, he can pass. But they're going to run their quarterback. They're going to try to set up their run game. Might be a little bit different what they, last year they threw around a little bit more. This year they've established their run and they want to run the ball. Defensively, super quick, super fast. They actually have 3 kind of smaller size D linemen, and I say that they're not that small, but they're in actual skill kid position. So they like to do a lot of chaos with their movements, slants, and so forth. The linebackers are active as well. So Coach Pierce is a defensive guy, and he's got them playing really, really fast, really aggressive. And you kind of see on film last 3 weeks they're gaining confidence and they're playing really good football.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of film on them just to see what they're going to throw at us, and I think it's a very interesting concept. There's a lot of distractions usually that can come up during homecoming. What do you do to try to help your team focus to try to get out of all of that? Because as well as I, that can be a problem.
That's it. So yeah, you must be in my meeting on Mondays with these guys. But no, we have a theme each week. But I tell them that homecoming is a lot of fun. But our goal is and then our job is to go win the game. And so we got a couple guys on the team that will be homecoming king possibilities or nominees type stuff. And so and that's all great. And I'm happy for them. But when it comes down to preparing and playing a game, we still got to go play. And Breckenridge is a quality opponent. Much improved from last year, another 3A Division I program that we're playing on our schedule. And so, it's just part of the thing. Homecoming is a lot of fun, but we need to go win the football game to make it even more fun.
It's a special night for me because one of the homecoming queens, returning homecoming queens, actually is Miss Moore, who she was homecoming queen, I think, in 1975. And her husband, Dale Moore, was the quarterback at Tolar. They married, and he became my head coach my senior year, and very, very close friend of mine now. So it's going to be fun to see them. I'm actually invited them to come up to the booth and let us talk about old Tolar High School when they played that 6-man football and all that good stuff and everything. So really excited about seeing a big crowd. There's going to be a huge crowd out there.
Yeah, no, we're expecting kind of maybe something similar to Peaster. So I'm sure there'll be an overflow crowd, and that homecoming's just fun in general because you get stories like you just talked about, and get people coming back together, the coming home queens and the class reunions and so forth that goes on throughout the whole day, and of course how tight knit this community is and the tradition and the history of it all with strong family ties across the board. So now it's our job to go put on a show and play to a point of that Tolar expects and to play hard and to represent and do things the right way.
Now, after this game, of course, we're going to get a bye, and that'll give us a lot of time to recuperate and refocus and rechannel and get in some other wrinkles to our attack. And then we go into the district season, and that's where it starts counting and everything. And, I had somebody come up to me today and said, man, y'all have lost 2 games already. What's going on? I said, have you not been paying attention? We've been playing up, and this is the time to get everything down right so that we can get ready for that big district run.
Yeah, no, again, our goal is to just keep going better. This is, if you count first day of 2 days, so this was going to be the end of 8 straight weeks of kind of practice. So next week we will practice. We call it our improvement week, our bye week and things of that, but practice is a little bit less. Get our legs a little bit further underneath us, get a little rest, a little bit more sleep, but then it's another sprint, a 5-week sprint for a playoff chase. And again, I told you first week, what you see week 10 is not going to see the same team you see week 1. And so our ultimate goal is just keep continuing to get better and ready for that playoff drive. And are shooting for our 4th straight district championship, which will be a great. There's not many programs in the state of Texas that can say that in their history. So that's a huge feather in the cap that we're working for.
Another thing I've noticed is that last week the penalty factors are kind of coming down a little bit, in that we didn't get a lot of the penalties that we had last year during this time of the year and everything. That's kudos to not only the coaching staff for getting that discipline in the game system, but also to the boys, because I think now they feel more comfortable in the systems. They feel more comfortable with themselves, and I just see them maturing. And Coach, that's big when a coach can get his team to mature week to week. And so kudos to you guys.
Yeah, no, every Monday we have our penalty accountability, and so kids have to stand up, and so our goal is always 6 or less. And so last week we were at 7, the week before we were at 6. And so again, something we brought up, all right, that one penalty that we had, that could have been the one play that was a change in the game. So you never know when that play is, and especially any personal fouls or 15-yarders, that's just a huge, not just where it is, but it's usually you don't get your down back, or it's post snap, so now all of a sudden you're losing 15 yards and so forth. So it's something that we focus on, and we're trying to get better at for sure each week.
Well, now, can I advocate for the boys? Because I noticed that can we just take a penalty away? Because I did notice when we played last week, there were so many dadgum holding calls that that offensive line for Comanche was doing on our defense. Can we just get a credit or something?
You're not going to get your each week going to get me, and every week. Nope. Those officials do a good job, and we got to do a better job get their hands off us. There's techniques that you can do. That's why I usually tell the kids they're holding you, then get their hands off you. You need to do a better job bench pressing them off them. So there's things that we can control. We always go back to what we control more than when anything else goes.
Anything special you want to throw out to the audience and let them know about this week, homecoming, big time Friday crowd? I guess everybody needs to show up early. Are we going to do the ceremony at the beginning of the game? Or are we going to do it at halftime? What's the schedule like?
So the coming home queens, so that the past homecoming queens, that will be before the game, where they do that. Our counselor, Miss Pickett, does a lot of this stuff and getting this set up. So I want to give her a shout out. She does an awesome job of helping get all that information and get that to me. To set the itinerary and so forth. During halftime, Breckenridge Band will perform first, and then we'll have the our king and queen announcements at that point, and then our band will perform immediately after the game. So I kind of sent this out so fans, you can stay in the stands until after the game and support our band who does so much for us also. And then after that, and then we'll be able to I'll send the football team around, and you can hopefully get to a lot of high fives after a hard fought win.
I was going to throw this up on the deal, but I did get an itinerary of some sort. The pep rally is 8:10 to 8:45 at the Tolar High School gym. Alumni welcome, and there's going to be recognition of classes. Then there's a meet and greet at 9 a.m. at the library, student presentations, Tolar ISD presentation from Superintendent Stillwell, and a light refreshments served. I love light refreshments served. That's great. And then the game, of course, is at 7 at Rattler Stadium, but the intro to the Homecoming Queens is at 6:35. Now, we're going to start our broadcast a little early. I believe we're going to start at 5:45, I believe, is what I've got it slated for. But I'll put a post out. Everybody can look for that. But so we're going to try to cover as much of this as we can, because it is a special night, not for the boys, but also for the community. I've got some special shout outs, Coach. Look at here. Chuck Jones. Anybody know who Chuck Jones is? Let's go, number 50. That's my boy. That's
there you go.
And then, of course, we've got Susie Tidwell throwing out some hearts out there. You know who Susie Tidwell is, Ethan?
It's my grandma.
That's a grandma. Okay. Why, goodness, she's too young to be a grandma. She says, go Rattlers number 50. Nobody likes Casey. No, I'm just teasing. I'm teasing here. I'm teasing. No, everybody likes Casey. I hear him talk about it all the time, especially all those girls, man. I'm telling you, it must be brutal being Casey. My goodness. All right. So, Coach, I need a big victory. Big victory. And whatever you do, tell your boys, don't watch film of the Dallas Cowboys defense. That's not how you do it. Yeah. You want to listen to your defensive coaches at Tolar ISD, okay?
Sounds good. I'll let them know that for sure.
Yeah, and you don't want to watch the quarterback play of the Houston Texans quarterback either, right?
Nope. I've heard bad things. I haven't been able to watch them. Well, I watched, I guess, a little bit of the Monday night game, but with us working on Sundays. But I've heard bad things, and obviously not good. So we'll be all right. We'll see. My Aggies can help me out this weekend. So we'll see.
I got to teach you, Coach, because what you should have came back with is, well, at least I get to watch playoff Major League Baseball.
Well, I can't say that right now because I don't think the Astros and the Texans go to the same.
Oh, they're not in yet.
No, they're not even in the playoffs. If it started today, the Red Sox would be in. So yeah, it's not a great deal, but 8 straight division titles. That's a pretty good run. So
that'll be okay.
It'll be all right. Yeah,
that's all right. All right, Coach. I'm looking for a big victory Friday night and a lot of good fun. Hey, gentlemen, Mr. Tidwell and Mr. Fisher, we appreciate you guys coming on and sharing your time with us and everything. Coach got you out of class, didn't he?
No, sir. I have an off period.
They're so smart. They get conference period, so they're here on their own free one. No, they're good boys. I'm super proud of these guys.
There you go. Well, we appreciate you guys. Y'all tear it up this Friday night. It is homecoming. It is Tolar and Breckenridge, and if you can't be in the stands, you can be on the sports scene. God bless, guys, and we'll see you down the road.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you.
Clayton Homes of Burleson is committed to helping you and your family find the manufactured home of your dreams. Come tour our fully furnished display models to see available features and floor plans. Have you dreamed of owning a home that you can customize to fit your style? Our friendly team members are experts in showing you our homes that fit your needs and your budget. We are proud to be able to offer new, energy, smart zero homes that can save you even more money in the high-quality Clayton-built home. Stop by our home center to start your home buying journey today. Conveniently located at 3275 South Burleson Boulevard, that is I-35 West at exit 30, or visit our website at claytonhomesburleson.com. Clayton Homes of Burleson, proud Rattler supporter.